Hello and welcome to this Photoshop CS6 video tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create this dramatic film poster. So here we have the whole of the practical Photoshop team set against a dramatic sky with some text in the foreground just to give the look of a film poster. So this image is created out of 5 separate shots. First of all, the sky, which creates up the background that we can see just here, and also a photograph of each member of the team. So here we have Bex, Ben, Steve, and at the top here, James. So the first thing that I want to do is open up all of those images within Photoshop CS6. So to do this, normally I would just select each of the pictures that I want, right click and click open, but today I want to open those up from Photoshop and I want to load these all into the same document. So I can do that by first of all going into Photoshop, then go up to File, down to Scripts and load files into Stack. Now just click Browse. And select the files that I want. Make sure that Attempt to automatically align source images is switched off and just click OK. And after a few seconds you'll see each of those images load into that first document. Right, this can take a little time depending on the speed of your computer, but once done you should have all of those 5 images appearing in the same document. Now they're all a little bit muddled up at the moment, so we just want to quickly rearrange those. We've got Ben at the top, but we want to move the sky layer just here down to the bottom layer. Then we want to have Steve, James, Bex and Ben at the top. Once that's done, I'm going to switch off the visibility of all of those layers. And I just want to leave the visibility of the sky layer here left on. Now just create a new layer. I'm going to go up to Edit and down to Fill and fill that with black. Click OK. Then add a layer mask to that. Go for Tool Palette, select Gradient Tool. Make sure that my colour swatches are set with white as the foreground, black as background. Then I want to just go over, hold down Shift and quickly just draw the gradient up. What I'm aiming to do is just to blend in the black layer that I've just created with the sky layer. So that when I overlay each of the characters for the film poster onto here, they just blend in nicely. So that's the background done and sorted, and now I can start to work on each of the characters within the film. So with Steve, the next layer in the stack, I'm just going to switch his visibility on. Then I'm going to go to the Quick Selection tool and very quickly just use that to select the background. And depending where you click, you'll either get the Quick Selection tool to very nicely select just the background, or in this case you'll get a lot of Steve's shirt and head in there as well. So I'll just finish off the easy selection, which is just that outside piece just there. Then I'll zoom in, start with Steve's head and just hold down Alt, and now when I drag down I can remove Steve's head from that selected area. So very quickly just going to go around and just pull back into that selection his shirt, and the rest of his head. So this will take a few minutes just to clean up the selection, and I'll rejoin you in a minute once I have selected the rest of Steve. Okay, so I've now finished the selection of the background around Steve, and what I want to do now is just to refine the edge and remove that grey backdrop. So if I zoom in first of all, we'll see that the selection is, as always, a little bit harsh, so we can just use Refine Edge to clean that up. But first of all, I just want to go out to Select and Inverse. So I've inverted the selection, so if we just have a quick look, we can see that it's just selected Steve. And now I want to just go to Refine Edge. And here I want to make sure I've got Show Radius switched on, Smart Radius switched on. I'm going to take the Smart Radius up to about 1 pixel. And if I just move that out of the way, we can now see where that selection is. And as per usual, we can go to the Refine Radius tool and just use that around the edge just to tidy up and clean up that selection. Once we're happy with our selection, we can just click OK. Obviously spend a little bit more time over the quality of the Refine Edge adjustments. And now we can just click the Mask tool to mask out the grey backdrop. And we can now see our first character of our movie against the new background. So we'll now repeat that with each of the other members of the team, and I'll join you in a few minutes time and we'll take a look at applying a few filters just to add to the impact of the shot and also some movie text. Okay, so I've just finished cutting Ben out from the background, and I've just moved each of the team members into position. I've just done that by making sure the layer is selected, selecting the move tool, and then just popping them into position. What I've also done is just to reduce the size of the team, just to get them into place and against that background. So now with them all in place, I'm just going to select them all and move them up a little bit of sky to the top, and just move them over slightly as well. With that done, I'm going to create a new fill layer, solid fill layer, and just make that black. And then I'm going to use the mask just to blend those in. So making sure the mask is selected. Again, as we did with the sky layer, just make sure white is foreground, black is the background layer. And just going to use that just to blend those in. So just again, rather than having that harsh edge at the bottom, we're using the fill layer just to blend our characters in with the rest of the image. Okay, so we're almost there, but we now really want to reinforce that movie poster look. So we're going to do that with a few more adjustment layers. So first up, I'll go down to the adjustment layers and hue saturation. Going to use the color channel drop down here. First of all, select reds and just take the reds down to -45. Just zoom in a little bit on the picture so we can really see what's going on. And then I'm going to pick yellows, and I'm going to take those yellows right down to -100. Once I've done that, just close that. It's starting to look really good, but want to kick out the contrast a little bit more. So we're going to add a black and white adjustment layer. Going to leave that as it is, but going to change the blending mode of the layer to soft light, and actually I'll just reduce that down to about 75 as well. So just see the difference that makes, just really kicks out the contrast of the picture. And finally, going to add a photo filter, and I want to choose a colour here, make it a little bit more blue. Click OK. We've just got a nice blue hue going on, so I'll switch that off. See before and after. That's really helping to reinforce that effect. And just zoom out. So now we've got the look of the movie poster. We just need to add some text to the foreground here. So now to finish off the picture, we can just add in some text. So to do this, quite simply, go over to the text tool. Just select our font, so Myriad Pro, select bold, and I'm going to kick that right up to 128. And also the colour, I've selected a nice electric blue, so it's really going to stand out. Then just click onto the document and type in the name of the film, The Dream Team. And then if we want to add any effects to that, we can just double click the layer to bring up the layer styles. I'm going to add a inner glow and an outer glow. Make sure the effect is highlighted in blue, and then we can just increase or decrease the size of that effect using that slider. So outer glow looks fine, just increase the inner glow slightly and click OK to apply. There we can see our first part of the text added to the document. So we can just pick that up and move it into position. So we can now do that with the names of our characters as well, and any other text that you want to add to the document. So I'll just add in the names of each member of the team, and we'll have a look at the final movie poster. So there we have the final movie poster, and as you can see I've added in the names of the team just here and added slight italic on there as well, and also adjusted the inner and outer glow of the dream team just to make it a little bit more bold. Over here I've also grouped the text layers into the layers palette just to keep things nice, neat and tidy. So there we have our final movie poster.